Hey, I'm Dr. Paul Dyer. How you doing? This is Blockcast Weekly, and you can always catch me on my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and drpaulholisticscience.com. Please share your comments and your thoughts. Get some of this news out of the way. And I'd like to thank you for all my sponsors that are out there that are supporting Dr. Paul and his conversational talks. Now, I do have Weekly Wednesday, and I do have Bridges Live, and there's always these different contents out there. So, but when I get into my different blogs or my different podcasts, I talk about different things. And today is conflict, compassion. These are the things that I think we're struggling with. To attain permanent compassion is the only meaning for our lives. And what I mean is that if you're in constant conflict, you are disrupting your compassion. Even if you are in conflict with yourself. Now, if you think you're in conflict with something else, something outside yourself, you're actually really in conflict with yourself, because someone else is just bringing up a situation that is not sitting right with you. I'm a sports fan. I'm a Giant fan. And just recently I saw a Patriots logo, or I'm a New York Yankees fan. I saw a Boston Red Sox logo. And I'm like, I just snarl. Why? Because to me, that is a historical conflict that I have with myself. And if I have it with myself, then I'm able to not conceive the fact that I am going through something with my team. So if I'm going something with my team, then I am not happy with. So conflict resolution and compassion. If you're not dealing with your conflicts, then you are struggling with your compassion. For the standout of compassion, we should not just hate or endure evil person's thoughts, but to associate ourselves with the action of development. And the development that we're seeking it's not so much what we can and can't do with evil, is what evil that we think is. The eye of the storm, or the evil of the storm, is something that we always seem to have a conflict with. And that I comes from I, meaning oneself. And so if you say, man, I got to go into the eye of the storm, you're really talking about going into oneself of yourself. So only seizing the act of confrontation is the educational tool. It's the piece to your puzzle of the conflict. So if it's confrontational and it's a conflict, it's a tool. It's a resource, because that confrontation's stirring up something that you don't want to deal with. You are having trouble to deal with. It's that struggle that we seem to often negate because we think that a conflict is outside of ourselves. We think a conflict has nothing to do with what we are and what we're going through, but it is showing us where we are standing at that time in a moment in our life. So, just a simple weekly blog, weekly podcast on Dr. Paul. And I want you to ask yourself about conflict, confrontation, and resolution, and compassion. Those three things. So you can think of the three C's: conflict, confrontation, and compassion. And say, where does this all stem from? And to be metaphorically corny, I will see you later. Thank you for listening to Dr. Paul.